Hello and welcome back to 3 Plus 1 Podcast. We talk about people, politics, and pop culture. And today in pop culture, we're talking about Eric Fuller and the possibility that the executive producer of The Real Housewives of Atlanta and The Real Housewives of Potomac will not be returning to those shows as showrunner or even as a part of the production team. Now, this rumor is making the rounds, and the girls that went down to the LinkedIn, and it seems as though the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac producer is not going to be continuing with truly original productions. Now, I don't know if this is true. I'm just going by the scuttlebutt that's out here in these Malcolm X streets, but it seems to be very loud and it seems to be very prominent. It is definitely ringing loudly. I can't say that it's necessarily ringing true. What I will say is that sometimes where there is smoke, there is fire, but I am not certain that Eric Fuller is the one who should be getting all the smoke this time because there's some other people involved. And I'm thinking to myself, why is it that all of the smoke is going to Eric Fuller? Because that's what you guys have done is you give him all the smoke, and it's not going to the production company truly original because maybe they should also be burning right along with him. Now, again, Eric Fuller may be a part of the reason why the Real Housewives of Atlanta has had an awful season 15, and he may be a part of the reason as to why this current season of the Real Housewives of Potomac has been lackluster to many of the fans. Even though it may have been, we may say it's been lackluster, it has done very well in the ratings. It's not been the ratings disaster that some of the episodes of Atlanta was. And even then, some episodes of Atlanta, not all of them were rating failures. Some of them were pretty successful. So even with all of that said, he is not and cannot be made the sole problem or the sole reason why these two franchises are having a struggle. Blaming this man for the demise of our beloved franchises, in my opinion, is a little bit unfair, especially when we are allowing the production company Truly Original to be off the hook. Original is a production company that produces both Atlanta and Potomac, and they also produce shows like Swamp People, Family Karma, and I think Summer House. The presidents of Truly Original, I want to get this correct, are Glenda Hirsch and Stephen Weinstock. So what is smoke at for them? Like, where is smoke for them? Because all the decisions that impact the show are not done by the executive producer of the reality television program. Executive producer on a reality television program begins with concept development and sees things through to post production, but they see it through. They oversee the process. They're not the ones actually doing it, and they're not the only producer that's there. You have field producers, you have post production producers, and you also have story producers. So there's a whole entire team of people, especially on programs as reality programs as big as Atlanta and Potomac. So Eric doesn't bear the full blame. And the vision casting for this is passed down to the executive producer from the production company. In this case, it would be Truly Original. They have a plan. They have a vision. They have some non-negotiables. They have some full stops, some things that have to happen that they've made known and they've made clear to the executive producer. And it is his job to ensure that those things happen. And I'm sure that's what he has done on the two franchises that he oversees. I can only imagine that on some things, not all, but on some things, this man's hands have been tied. Once the news broke, the internet went aflame, and on the Malcolm X app, the excrements started to fall. Now, Mad Beefs posted this and stated that, and informed the, Malcolm X community that Eric was out, and Eric Fuller actually responded to Mad Beef's excrement. You call it a tweet, I call it an excrement, and for those who may be lost in the language. And literally, Eric said, well, at least this time there'll be a better picture of me circulating, which I'm assuming is not him saying for certain that he will not be returning. Although someone did go down to the LinkedIn and they found this LinkedIn post. But I think what it means is that that this rumor came up previously, like it came up with Atlanta, that he was fired, that he was out, and it wasn't as flattering of a picture. So I think he's saying that as the rumor begins to circulate, the picture associated with the rumor is a more flattering photo of him. Now, with that being said, some people took that as an admission of he's out. Then they found this LinkedIn picture or this LinkedIn post where he's open to work. But note, production hasn't begun filming on the new season of Atlanta. And when they don't do work on a show, they're not paid. So it just could be that he's looking for other opportunities. He's just open to work. It doesn't mean that he's necessarily out or has been terminated, but it is a little bit suspect and it's a little bit suspicious because, again, typically an executive producer on a successful reality franchise at least makes $105,000. I'm certain that Eric makes significantly more than that. And I can imagine that he would take on new employment with the looming filming for Atlanta eventually coming back, or with other opportunities that could exist for him at Truly Original to fill in the gaps if he was staying employed with Truly Original. Now, bling, 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 bitches is mad, said, it's okay, honey. We just want better shows. That's all. Hope life brings you blessings. And, I thought that was like a really kind response because a lot of people in the fandom are not fans of Eric. I don't necessarily feel one way or the other. I try to be fair in my assessment of people, but I definitely thought that was a kind post because, too many of these reality fans like us, we're not that kind. We're not that kind. Like Nanuri's minion, who told Eric to just go in peace, or like, Chrissy Mack and Loud Gossip, because some of the people, they're not kind, they're just flat mean. And so, I want to know from you, my viewers, my plus ones, my friends, what do you think about this? Like, is removing Eric Fuller as executive producer, whether by force or by choice of force, or chance, force, choice, or chance, is this the right thing for the franchise? Will this improve, you think, what we will be seeing on our beloved reality television franchises, Potomac and Atlanta? Or is there a lot more? There are more changes that need to be done. Let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, be blessed, be well, and no matter what, keep pushing.